gotta come like we get down and dirty for our niggas. We gotta come like we real quick to pull back on some triggers. We gotta come, you know that devil shit is still a menace.
That's all right. We're back. Time to get the G back driving. Gotta fix that. I've been driving this, but I gotta flip the tires really bad. Oh, we got a homie hanging out, dude. Oh, he gone. Oh, he's in there still. All right, finally got the car off the ground. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this shit off. I'm not too pumped on the wear this time. I mean, half of it's from These Are Dead from OSW Private Day regardless, but this one still had so much life. I'm sad because this one died a horrible death and left me limping for 3 miles. I wish they would have both wore evenly. I probably should have flipped them just because a lot of the driving you do on the street, just because of like the fact that we drive on the right side of the road, usually tends to be a lot of like
what's 9 plus 10
stuff. But
21.
Also, that wheel must have been on the driver's side at OSW because that was the lead wheel and it was a little bit bald and more baldest than this one was. That sucks. I'm probably gonna save this one just in case I get another one that doesn't wear. I'll just run some Dead Boys again for some testers. These are all seasons, like fucking 550 treadwear Nankings, which we actually like for the street. They're pretty grippy and they last a while. Decently consistent. They do chunk, as you can see, but I mean, I was boiling these muds at OSW, so we can't really go off of these, but they did pretty good for driving on dead flat for a while. Probably gonna have to smooth my rim out a little bit. That should be fine. These wheels seen worse, but yeah, boom. Now, speaking on those, it's kind of funny because those are the fronts of the wheels I ordered for this car, and the backs were so aggressive that I ended up using the fronts in the rear, well, especially because of my alignment and stuff like that. But it's just, yeah, so that didn't work out in my favor. Plus, I don't really like the polish on this. I don't know. I'm more of a black wheel kind of guy. Like, the polish kind of looks cheesy. It's straight though for like a little something different. But now I'm gonna bring these back to the back and get these tires off of there, add them to the pile of Dead Boys. Nothing but Dead Boys. A lot of these are PBIR, OSW, just not good enough for fronts anymore. Leftovers, 335s, radials, the old wheels off the truck, just miscellaneous. Boom. Damn. Damn. This one's gonna bite me. Probably have to stop the video for a second to carry this one. One thing I think is really important working on shit, pick up your fucking tools. Like always. Like, I don't even care if you're not done. Just stop and pick up your fucking tools. Cause like, it's the only way you're gonna be able to keep shit organized and you don't end up with a heat around you while you're trying to work. It's just a real pain in the ass. All right, so I'll introduce you to this corner. This is the death corner. This corner is all the shit. Motors, tires, wheels, parts, exhausts, like literally everything you could think of. One day I'd like to get a container. Like, I really want to buy one of those containers for some reason because I think it's fucking awesome, and just put all this shit in it so I don't have to deal with just literal piles of fucking parts everywhere. This is the first VQ out of the flat black car. Thank you, that caused failure. My oil broke down. I mean, I was running ridiculous oil temps, but just lack of keeping an eye. And then this one, unfortunately sucks because that one was a really low mile motor, which I actually think is what contributed, that's what I'm looking for, contributed to it dying, because it was a tight motor. And I was spraying like 250 on it, and as you can see, it didn't like that very much. But what I realized is, if you look, the rod is still on the crank. So that means that more than likely I squeezed the rings, broke some ring lands, broke the piston, shattered the piston, and once the piston let go, the rod just kind of parties. And,
replace the piston rings.
yeah, that was VQ number 2. Both of those are 3.5 HRs. This one potentially could be rebuilt. It just seized. This one obviously is grenaded. And yeah, spare tires next up. Another set of dead Nankings, but I gotta kill all the leftovers. They've been smoothed already from the wheel wells. They're ready to go, and they're not terrible. I run a 255/40 on the back of the G on a 12. That's what this stretch is. And boom, that's how you change a tire. It actually did pretty well. I have no leaking besides the machine. Everything, even though the edge is a little beat, tire slid right on. We are good to go. I'm trying to say, let's just give a second to just love how much of VSKF is just the shit.
Oh my God.
These are like probably my favorite set. They're a little beat up, as you can see. But they probably have more drift miles on them than any wheel I own. I love them. They're awesome. And that was big thanks to VR. Obviously, VR is my wheel source. For most wheels, anyways. But yeah. Boom, let's do this other one. What we should do, honestly, is a breakdown on these wheels and doing... Man, this shit's so annoying. Come on.
A few moments later.
Oh my God. I can't make it stop. But yeah, start over. Big piece wheels are awesome. One, because they're fucking sick. No, they're really sweet, and they have, they're forged and, you know, obviously strength and different things that are definitely better. One thing that's a real pain in the dick on them is basically after you get the first edge of the tire off, 9 times out of 10, the inner lip that's on the flat lip usually just like sticks and doesn't want to come off for shit, and you gotta push it, and it's a real bitch. I almost wanted to make like a thing where like weld it on the side of the tire machine and literally have like a jack or like an old school scissor jack or something that just pushes it up so you don't have to dismount it off the machine again. But whatever. I might do this one in like real time, the trials and tribulations of flat lip wheel mounting, which I'm pretty much like a pro now, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. I always like to start with pushing the inner one off first, because it's obviously just going to come right off. So there's really not much edge. But this one, on the other hand, this one takes some luck. And you always got to be aware of where your valve stem is, because if you hit the valve stem with a shovel, basically keep her stretched out like that. Lubrication, man. Lubricating it and making it to where it can slide. Because if not, it'll be sliding forever. Also, another huge thing for me when I build wheels, I always get barrels powder coated. Not only because I like black wheels, but it's so nice. Inners and outers, very important. Now, nobody cares about the inners. That shit helps you get the fucking tire off. When the inside is smooth and clean, like you'll see when the tire comes off, these wheels are powder coated inside and out. So it's a lot smoother of a surface to try to remove the tire lips. They got like CNC lines on them, and they act like fucking teeth. And getting that shit off is a fucking nightmare. And a lot of the reasons why I like to run big wheels, primarily on the drift car, shit like that, is because I've gotten good at changing these tires. So to me, I'd rather deal with a flat lip wheel that I know I don't have to blow up with gas or some crazy shit. They usually air right up, doesn't even matter what size. Then you see how the bottom one is stuck? Kind of gotta like gently push on it from the underside. This is the part that sucks. I'd be able to get it. I think I got it. Woo. That's like really rare. That never happens. I got that part. Good. Now, the rest of it's pretty much easy. Another thing that's funny is this machine, the max it'll do is this whole kind of like, that's like relevantly what all my wheels are, 12s and 12s and 13s. You should fucking stay. Phew! Holy shit. Another ball daddy for it. Always use lubrication. So if you end up getting a rip bead, the fucking thing will leak, and it'll always be leaked and fucked up at the worst time, and it's just, you're gonna have a bad time. After this shit, you need to it's like if you know where to push, and you know how to finesse it, it's really not that hard. Gotta make sure you get it in that drop center. That's the smaller part of the wheel. That's what allows it to go. Oh, that's it. And it's not so bad. Because like back in the day, we used to have to put towels and oh, we'd be so stressed out. Look at that. It's like a glove. It's 255 on a 12. Only 17, so I'm trying to put a 255 on a 12 and an 18, so that's not going to work. I also like running 17s because overall diameter of the tire is relatively small in the 24, 25s, and you get good clearance. You don't have as much rubbing issues and shit. But also, you can maintain a decent looking tire, a good stretch, but also have some fucking sidewall. Like, I don't like throwing a lot of 18s in the cars I drift. I used to, but not anymore, just because, like, rollover, side bite, and rim damage, honestly, with a wheel that's an 18 or a 19, and you run a small sidewall tire on it, you end, especially if you run a little camber in the front or something, you end up, like, only using an area of the tire that's, like, really not down for the stuff that you're going to put it through. And you end up just tearing up your inner barrels and shit, and it'll just ruin your wheels. So that's why I like to drive with primarily drift on a 17. You get some chunk, man. You know, a little 40 series, a 45 series, give you a couple inches of sidewall, a little bit of meat to absorb the abuse. Like all the miles on these wheels, it's the inside. I mean, besides what I just did to the other one, they're really not terrible. Overall, pretty good shape. Can't use this one again. It's gonna bite. These are biters. It's so light, there's like nothing left to it. Yeah, Nankang USA, I got my USATA ear tires. So if you'd like to hook it up, I can do this more often for you. Add them to the pile of bodies. There you go. Another one. I'm gonna wash the car now.